Education Division of the Performing Arts Center in Los Angeles is one of the nation's foremost providers of arts education services. The Education Division offers community festivals at the center, performances and workshops for students, artists in residence at school sites, and professional development for teachers. The Education Division also publishes instructional resource materials, including Artsource. Artsource is your guide to teaching the arts. Artsource units are designed for general classroom teachers, kindergarten through 8th grade. The collection of more than 65 units of study is based on artists of stature from diverse cultures. Artsource has units in theater, dance, and music. Each unit contains background information on the artist and a specific artwork, classroom activities, 3 complete lesson plans, and an AV package of audio and/or video cassette. The following segment features the Eugene Loring Artsource unit about the ballet Billy the Kid.
The first motif are what we call the rein motif. The reining motif, you grab the reins of your horse, push him in, and then forge out. And 1, 2, stretch out. The next one, chopping wood motif. 1, 2, chop.
We made a list yesterday in class. I brought it with us. Chopping wood, shooting a gun. Read them with me. Washing clothes, driving the wagon, building a fire, sewing. And we're going to practice those this morning. Your own individual dance motif that goes with your pioneer work action. When we were working on those yesterday, I asked you to remember to have a beginning, middle, and end. First action, second action, third action.
I found the Artsource unit extremely helpful for myself in the idea that it gave me a storyboard kind of idea to go from. I took the idea and made it work for my teaching style.
One person needs to be teaching, one person is learning.
I think that the value of using the visual and performing arts in the classroom is that it allows students to demonstrate their learning in a different way. I find it extremely valuable for my students who maybe would not be able to show their learning in a paper pencil mode. For example, those students who are second language learners or who are in special education, or the gifted students also. It gives them another outlet, another way to demonstrate what they've learned.
The next step is for you to combine your own dance motif with your partner's dance motif to make a new dance sequence.
I was using the Billy the Kid Artsource unit, and it had 3 different sample lessons that you could choose from. And the first lesson I felt was for someone who either didn't have a lot of experience with dance or who was teaching with lower grade levels. The middle lesson was the one I chose for an intermediately competent teacher and with students who were in the 5th grade.
Victor and Champagne, they were working together, and you can really tell that they practiced because they had different direction changes and different high, lows, and mediums, and you can really tell what they were doing.
The Eugene Loring unit focuses on artistic perception, creative expression, and aesthetic valuing. Its historical, cultural context relates directly to the history and social studies curriculum. This unit includes lessons in theater, dance, and creative writing that touch on characters from pioneer times, work actions, and motif writing.
I want to go to college.
What?
It's too expensive. I was awarded a big 4-year scholarship.
Artsource, your student's passport to the worlds of theater, music, and dance. The following segments show teachers working with Artsource units at the lower and upper elementary and middle school levels. Let's get more acquainted with Artsource and how it works. Each Artsource unit focuses on a selected artist and examples of the artist's work.
We are ne ya hey na ya we are na yo we are ne ya hey na ya sheke ya hojo ganasha hey na ya sheke ya hojo ganasha hey na.
And then he heard a noise. There was a roaring and a thundering and a rolling of stones and rocks and breaking of branches.
We worked with a Native American story called The Quillwork Girl. It connects beautifully with our curriculum in that it's certainly a part of our state standards in talking about the Native peoples. It also fits beautifully in our curriculum in terms of multicultural activities. And we look in our particular population here, we have many Mexican American or Latin American peoples, and studying about their ethnic roots and their Indian backgrounds and making those connections. But it lends also to our literacy unit, working with limited and non-English speakers. This theater opportunity gives the kids a chance to explore what the words are, what they mean, and how these words work. I've had some wonderful writing that has come out of experiences from this unit when the children have gone back and written in their journals. As I started working through the layers of it, I started adding more and more to what I had normally done. Usually I would have the kids enact a scene under my direction, and that's it. But as I looked at the evaluations, as I looked at the depth of the questioning that Artsource gave me, I was able to expand this lesson farther and farther. And it was so neat to see the kids really getting into it. I mean, they really took ownership. The performing arts are a fantastic vehicle for children who are limited in speaking English. So often my books, even with lots of pictures, the children are passive recipients of the information. By giving the children an opportunity to get up, to move, to act through, to talk about, to make decisions about how they're going to present the ideas, it becomes a part of the child and they identify with it. In our training to be educators of children who are limited in English, we talk a lot about total physical response as a way in making children more active in involving themselves in the language and acquiring the language. The activity that's involved in the performing arts helps the kids to absorb the idea and integrate it into themselves and their vocabulary, and it makes all of the activities much more meaningful and rich for them. And it makes me a successful teacher. Are we ready to start our story?
Yeah.
Antonio will be our storyteller, and you will listen as he does the story, then you will do your parts.
One day it was a quillwork girl, and she made clothes for people, and she made it with 4 pine quills. When I told you we would have a sister. He had a last arrow, and he threw it to the skies, and it flew, and it turned to stars, and they jumped in the stars.
The Jerry Keems unit has lessons on storyboarding, sand painting, and Indian legends.